Welcome back to the Mind and Money podcast. I'm Val, a financial planner.
And I'm Sherry, a financial coach. And today we're going to dive into some of the nuances of goal tracking and also the metrics that you're looking to work towards and some indicators that you might want to change some of the metrics that you're tracking. This is, of course, I promise one of these days I'm going to stop talking about running, but that day is not today. So if you've ever listened to any episodes before, you probably know that Val and I recently ran a half marathon and we were going through training. We were talking about it. And then post half marathon, my goals have shifted a little bit. My next running goal is to focus on increasing the speed and decreasing the time that it takes me to run 5 kilometers. So I've been using my Garmin to create plans for me and also...
I swear Garmin's like, man, we need to sponsor them already.
Not sponsored, but hello, Garmin. Because one of the really unique things that it does is and maybe it's not unique. I don't know. I just only ever had a fucking Apple Watch. So
she loves the technology.
You tell it what you want to do and when you want to do it, and it creates the plan. And one of the things that is minor annoyance is it will change the plan based on previous runs, how you slept. So it's like you get up one day and you think you're going to do an hour of strength training. And then it's like, psych, we've added on half an hour of an easy run as well. So good luck fitting that into your day. And because I have a flexible schedule, I can do that. But for a lot of people, if you get up and you leave yourself an hour to work out and it all of a sudden adds a half an hour extra.
And although, yes, this is coming from the root of running and how you've noticed the impact, this can be applied and has shown up in our life in other ways that we're going to talk about. There was, in your notes that you were making, you put the acronym KPIs, and I've heard about these, lots of talk about these through the automotive world. I'm sure at Jason's work, they probably yap about them too. But tell me about KPIs. What are they?
So KPI stands for Key Performance Indicator. So this is like what you're tracking to indicate whether you've had success with your goal or if you have not met your goal. And when it comes to the training runs, the metric that I've been focusing on since the half marathon is how long I'm running for. So instead of having that goal to run 5 kilometers and a set speed per kilometer, I'm now focusing on how long I'm running for with target heart rates, which has been such an eye opener because before I'm like, I can't run slower. I've been doing run walking because I can't run slower. But when I change the metric to now I try and keep my heart rate at a certain level, especially on the easy runs, I'm like, I can do it because that metric is a smaller, more immediate feedback on how I'm doing towards the goal. And yeah, when it comes to money, a lot of people think about goals of having X in a savings account, having X amount paid down towards your debt, or having your debt at specific levels, or being able to save a specific amount for a vacation, but there's a lot of other things that we can track when it comes to our money. Our habits. If we plan to check in on our money once a week, once a day, are we doing that? How many days or weeks in a row have we done it? This one's a little more challenging. Like, how are we feeling about our money?
That's a huge one. And I think it's challenging because unless it's negative, rarely are we tuning in. Like, unless it's overpoweringly negative. And sometimes I think we might be feeling a certain way about our money, but we're not even in tune enough or connected enough to know that it's money related. You're like, oh, I'm so anxious today, or I'm so stressed. And it's like, oh, you checked your bank account balance and it wasn't as high as you thought it would be. Right?
Or you didn't check your bank account balance and you're anxious because you've built up what you think it's going to be. I actually have the sticky note on my laptop over there, which I can't quite see, but it says something along the lines of this. And this is something that a client said to me recently. It's like money challenges are now problems to solve, like stressors. So if something comes up for this client, they're now like, oh, I have a $500 car repair bill. I don't have enough saved for that just yet. What do I adjust in my cash flow over the next 2 weeks to fit that in versus before it would have just been, well, shit, I'm stressed about that now because they were in a lot of avoidance and leaning heavily on credit cards to solve challenges, which it's really just kicking it down the road. But when you look at what you're tracking when it comes to your money or your business, if you're resistant to doing the tracking, think about why that could be and think about if there's another metric that you can track that might be the stepping stone to get into the other metric that you want to track. And Another thing that's also really important is to track the actions that get us to the goals. So if you're looking at your business and we talked about this in a couple previous episodes, but if you've got an income goal for your business, the income goal is the result of the actions. But you can't just say, like, I want to make $10,000 next month and then not put in any actions, because if you don't do the things that you know,
then it's just like a very nice wish.
That's very, very true. And often we're only tracking the results. We're only tracking the income. So if you fail the income or you don't hit your goal, you don't really understand why.
And you probably feel like crap because we've put all of our weight of value on one outcome. We didn't reach that outcome. So we're feeling that we're failing or we're a failure. However, if we're paying attention to what we're putting in as effort, we can still see in correlation, okay, we didn't meet that goal, but look at all the things I've done. Like, look how I showed up for my business. Look at the new clients I did have or the products that I did sell. Whatever your business is, pay attention to what you're giving, not just what you're getting.
And as entrepreneurs, a lot of things, especially when you're talking about something like money, which is very personal to people, it takes a lot of time to build trust.
Yes,
and
it does.
Different people are going to have different paths that they follow to becoming clients. Some people are going to be months or years between like the initial contact and the reach out and working together. Some people are going to be
like day one, first date, we're getting naked. Here's all of my things. And it is so cool and so interesting to have that dynamic and that variety.
Yeah. And it just goes to show that everything you're doing now is planting seeds, and some of those seeds are going to grow fast like crazy motherfuckers, and some of them are going to grow really slow. And I don't know enough about plants to tell you examples for each of those, but things you're going to do today, they might turn into clients in a month, or they might turn into clients in a year. And especially when we're going through challenging times in the economy, there's lots of stuff going on right now. And I've talked to some other coaches, and some people are seeing downturns in their business because of uncertainty, the government shutdown in the States. Like, there's a lot of things happening that are impacting that. And that could be impacting business income goals. And those things, the actions keep those goals in your hands, but also, like, not all of the things that results in your income are within your hands. You don't control them all.
Right.
So it's important to focus on going to a network meeting, guesting on a podcast. Like, what are those actions?
Get uncomfortable.
Yeah. What are those actions that are going to take you to those new clients? And also tracking where your clients and customers come from is a nice little piece of feedback to understand, where do I need to focus more effort? And if you know, quarter one, I did this, and like my quarter two, you can follow the path a little bit to say, like, what is giving me results in my business? And maybe you don't hit your income goal for the month, the quarter, or the year. But if you can look back and see, like, I hit the actions that I wanted to 75, 85% of the time, you've done as much as you can do.
Like, celebrate that.
Like, we put too much emphasis on results.
Yes. And I think when you're talking, you are more analytical than I am in your tracking and your studying. And I love to look at what I'm putting into it and then trust in what will come. Like, do the right thing, the money will come. And that's more of like an energy thing. Hippy dippy, love it. But we're saying the same things. I am just less diligent in recording.
To be clear, I don't do that. I don't record anything. I want to.
You need to create something. You need to create the Garmin for business.
Yeah.
Business analytics.
It's something that's on my complete before the end of 2025, so that in 2026, I've got a tool that allows me to better track things so that I can get my dopamine hits from checking off little boxes.
So not necessarily a spreadsheet.
Oh, it's totally going to be a spreadsheet.
Okay.
But just focusing on, like, week to week, what are the things? And most of those things I'm already doing. It's just solidifying and tracking. And one of the things that for a long time, I've been posting a lot of videos on social media. And I'm still going to post videos, but I'm just like, I'm going to focus more on putting out blogs and podcasts and things like that. And putting new content on my website and
multimedia?
Well, because when I look at where my clients have been coming from, a lot of it is Google searches, ChatGPT. There's been a shift probably over the last 2 years with fewer people finding me through social media and more people finding me through Google search and like having a conversation with AI.
Makes sense to put more effort into that. So we have covered a lot. I love the spread we did. What we're saying is the goals you have, sometimes it takes looking at it from a different way. So instead of maybe how much money you make, how many families can you help? How many connections can you make? How many first meetings did you have? Or whatever your business is, look at the indicators that would indicate like more happenings.
More happenings. Yeah. How have your favorite clients found you?
Yes.
And how can you have more of those connections? So if they're finding you through referral partners or past clients, like how can you double down on those things? Can you build more connections with referral partners? Can you actively reach out to current and past clients and say like, hey, got anybody just like you who needs somebody like me? And can you send them my way? Really helping to understand when you need to shift. Like if you're just not feeling it, what's draining you and what's filling up your cup, and how can you do more of that to connect with clients? Like lots of people love doing free workshops or events or stuff like that to like help people begin to see how they can help them. And it's something I did a little bit, but it takes a lot of my energy to do something like that. You've got to market it like crazy. And I'm more just like, and I do believe the woo-woo stuff too, like put it out into the universe. But I also believe partnering that with tracking is where 2026 is going to be my bitch. And
love it.
Having something to understand what is your goal? What is one small action that will help you get to that goal? And at what frequency do you want to complete that action?
Yes. And that is a KPI.
And yeah, it's like, it's pulling back all those actions. There's so many things you can do. And if you talk to 10 different people and say, here's my goal, what should I do?
20 different ways to do it.
Yeah. And it's really about leaning into the things you enjoy, because there's always things that we don't enjoy that we have to do as entrepreneurs.
Yes.
But when you can lean more into things that you enjoy, like you enjoy networking a lot more than I do.
Yes.
And I'm just like, leave the house, talk to strangers on purpose.
But I do love it.
I don't dislike it. It's just once I get there, it's okay. But all the steps to get me there are just like, I'd rather be at home. So for me, that's why leaning into my website and putting more content out there to help the Google do its googly thing and help people find me. That's where I lean. And we're very different in so many of the things we do. And that's a key thing. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's like, it's what is right for you is what you need to focus on. And I say need, and you're probably resisting that. I don't like telling you what you need to focus on, but if you want things to change, you need to change something you're doing.
If what you're focusing on doesn't feel right, like I always resisted setting an income goal. It felt like salesy. I did not like it. So I pivoted what I focused on. The income goal came on its own, but I focused on other things that felt better and more in alignment for me.
Yeah. You can have metrics that you're focusing on that the next step is income. So they're still in the same path. It's just different metrics, I was going to say like different strokes for different folks. And I was trying to come up with one that's like different metrics for different, but I got nothing. So
we'll work on it.
We'll
workshop it.
We're going to end this on that note. And if you're still here, we would love for you to subscribe, go follow us on social media, connect with us down in the show notes. I've got the links to connect with us. And really, the more subscribers we have, the more people that find us, and you're here listening. So if you've listened this long, you must love us. So we appreciate you. And we are glad that you've been here. And we can't wait to see you next time on the Mind and Money Podcast.